Really was.
Okay, we got it.
Welcome back, Alberta. How was the week?
It was good.
It was a good week.
Okay. Any issues arise this week at all?
Not big ones. I guess the fact that maybe, once again, after we talked about it, he went to the fridge, got a bottle of water, then give me one. And he knows it hurts my feelings when I don't get the water and he gets it. Because I would get him water. Even if he was somewhere else. I'd be like, hey, I'm at the fridge, you want water? Yeah, I would. Our house is not that big.
Okay.
He wouldn't be able to hear me.
You still feel the lack of consideration?
I do.
Well, let me ask you this. This is based on our previous experience, going back to the sandwich. There's something about the sandwich and eating and drinking that is a triggering event in your relationship. Okay, it triggers something underneath that's going on. But let me just, if we work with this activating event, like the water in this case, or the sandwich. In one of our ways of dealing with this, rational motive type of theory, what we look at is the activating event. There's this little exercise, A, B, C. Okay, A, the thing, the trigger. Okay, and then B, the behavior that we exhibit. So when Al doesn't get you the food that you want, or when Al doesn't get you the water, what does it trigger? What kind of behavior does it trigger?
My emotions, it triggers my emotions and it triggers me. I get angry and then I think, well, maybe he just doesn't care for me.
Okay.
Because he doesn't offer me the food and the drink.
So it's anger and feeling of lack of care, right?
Right.
When you are in conversation, what are you feeling?
I'm feeling like this is just. It's a bottle of water. You can go to the fridge too. You know, maybe next time I go, I'll say, hey, you want something? I'm going there. But it's just, if you want something too, you can go to the refrigerator.
Let me just stop you for a second. You're describing the situation, but tell me what you're feeling. What is your behavior? You follow me?
Yes.
Well, I'm feeling like I'm being taken advantage of as well because I'm working all the time. I'm trying to complete a degree. I'm doing all these things.
Okay,
and
so
then
what's the feeling?
anger.
Anger. Oh, okay. That's a feeling. Okay, that's an emotion. Okay, so you have anger and anger. Okay, now let me ask you this. Is there another emotion you can have as a result of not getting the sandwich or not getting the water or your reaction to her anger? Can you think of any other feeling?
I guess maybe I could not assume that he doesn't care. Maybe I could say, next time, will you get me water? Or could you go get me water? When I see that he has some, I can say, I'd like some water too, please.
Less than a big expectation.
Right.
So
Just
voice
assuming that he
Right.
knows. And since we discussed last week that he didn't grow up in the same type of family, that I'm going to teach this man a little thing about care.
I don't know about
Consideration.
teaching, but I do think it's nice for you to take into consideration that he was not raised the same way
Right.
as you. So
It's another way of looking at it. Okay, another way of looking. And is there another emotion you can have? Does it have to be anger or so that he doesn't care?
Oh no, it doesn't have to be anger if I sat and thought about it. But if I just don't think about it, I get mad. I'm thinking he doesn't care about me.
Okay, you just said something important. Okay, if you took time to think about it, okay, it's going to be important that we take time to think about it in order to change the behavior. Okay, it could be something other than lack of care, something other than anger. Because what that anger does is what does it do to you?
It gets me riled up, gets my blood pressure going.
Okay.
Then I get antsy.
Okay, so we're on the what's it do to you? We're on the right track, by the way, Berta. Okay, what's it do to you?
I get anxiety. when this all takes place, I feel like I just separate myself from all of it.
He does, he just walks away.
Okay.
Because it's just easier to say sorry and move on than it is to fight about it.
Okay, so is there another way that you can develop this? Can think about it? Does it mean every time that she gets angry with you that you should just withdraw? Is there another way to look at it?
Just maybe say, I'm going to the fridge, can I get you something too?
And maybe he doesn't have to do it all the time, but he would do it sometimes. But he never does it, ever.
Okay.
And I do it every time.
Okay. There's the other part about our beliefs. Never, all the time. You never get her any water?
I do.
Okay, all right. So if we can change that a little bit, okay, that there are oftentimes he doesn't get you water, right?
Occasionally he will get me water. Occasionally.
Okay, well, that is better than never.
So Al, do you see yourself making more of an effort to communicate when you're in the kitchen? Just out of respect towards her, because she feels like it's a respect thing, it seems. Is that something that you would be willing to do?
Yes.
To communicate more about that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that would make you feel better?
It would. At least I would know he cared.
Would you have a problem with communicating at all? Would it make you feel a certain way?
I mean, if it's just gonna make this go, then yeah, I'll communicate.
Okay. So as long as you understand it doesn't need to be a constant thing, I think she just wants to feel like there's a little bit more effort. And maybe if you try a little bit more, maybe to change that action, maybe things might change a little. Do you feel that way?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yes.
Let's, can we try an exercise? Okay.
Jumping
Okay, jumping
I'm
jacks
just kidding.
indeed. Okay, so Berta, you have the jokes, don't you?
Sorry. I'm sorry.
You have the jokes. All right. So then, how do you feel about the jokes in the relationship?
It's fun. I
He likes
love
it.
to laugh.
What-
We laugh a lot
You're
together.
speaking for him.
Yeah,
Speaking
please
for
don't.
him.
I got this.
Isn't that my job as this woman?
No. We're not. We laugh a lot together. That was a good thing about our relationship. We had a lot of fun together, and I like that. Now there's no fun. We don't really communicate.
Let's go back to what you just, did you hear yourself? Now there's no fun, okay?
Mhm.
It needs, what we're talking about now, trying to change behavior by using these extremes, no, never, always, okay? You have to think about looking at it in a rational and maybe less emotional way, in the sense that many times that we are not having the fun and laughter that we had before, or we have it less than we used to. That's different from never and always. Okay? You follow me?
I'm listening.
Let's work on that. That's an exercise we can work on
Okay.
when we get home. Let's move the word never and always from our exchange with each other. Because if we do that, then we can begin to look at each other a little better in terms of changing the behavior. Because when you say never and you say always, those kind of things, what happens is you never come together. Okay. Tell me what you think about what I just said to you. You think it's too pushy?
No, it's not too pushy.
Do you feel like using those words are sometimes exaggerated?
Yeah. Because sometimes we laugh now, even in the
So
thick
there's
of all
some
this.
fun. There's some fun in it.
Some, but it's not like it used to
Not like it
be.
used to be.
Not as much. It's kind of far and few between.
So maybe let's try using words that maybe represent progress. Like let's get back to the fun, not just there's no fun. Let's get back to the fun. try this again. Let's keep doing things that we used to do, that we love to do.
Mhm.
Maybe more positive words, and maybe even bring the vibe up a little bit. The vibe.
So Al, let me ask you to do this, if you can. Well, ask you this question first. We go back to the sandwich, okay? What do you think it would do for you when, if you brought her a sandwich, when you go out to get a sandwich, you brought her a sandwich back?
What it would do for me,
No, not for you. What would it do for Berta?
it would make her feel loved.
It would, and you might get lucky and not.
Well,
Just
say
saying.
Berta.
Well,
Okay,
then I'll
well,
bring
then-
sandwiches.
Oh,
For all the
okay.
sake.
Okay, you see that certain behaviors can elicit certain responses.
That's
Okay,
right.
okay.
Rewards, if you will.
So, exactly. The rewards you can get reinforced for the positive behavior. For the positive behavior, and then we can work on that underbelly of the situation because when you take her a sandwich, is you really taking her a sandwich? What are you taking her?
Love.
Love.
Consideration.
All of that
Love. And that's when the foreplay starts. So
Mm.
saying,
starts where?
right when he gets
Right
home
when
with
the
that
sandwich
sandwich.
gets there.
Shove.
Okay.
Yep.
Indeed. So that's
Silly
that's reinforcement. Okay. To what you are looking for. Okay. Maybe looking for. You're looking for connection and intimacy again, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, Bertie, would that bring intimacy to you?
Yeah, because I would feel like he cared and I was loved.
Oh.
Then I wouldn't be ticked off all the time.
Hmm.
Some of the time.
Here we go.
Okay. So we're working on it. I'm working on pulling this relationship together. So in about 4 more sessions, we'll be there, won't we?
We better be.
Indeed. All right. So, do you follow what we're asking you to do now?
Yes.
Okay. On the other hand, Berta, what do you think? What do you think you can do for Al to reinforce what it is you need?
Just gently remind him that I would like water or a sandwich and not get mad.
So communicate.
Yes.
Okay.
No more vague.
But that's still about you. What about him?
Well, he knows what he's going to get for the sandwich.
Okay. So,
Does that need to be
is it-
changed? Is
is
that all
it-
you need
is
now?
Is that what you want? Is that what you want?
It is.
Okay. What is it that you want? Okay.
I want to know that Big Al loves me.
Okay. You want to know that Al loves you.
Right.
Okay. All right. And so,
And I like to see it through action, not just his words.
okay, but listen to yourself. I want to know that Big Al loves me. Okay. Where does me loving Big Al come from?
Where does it come from?
Uh,
Because that's just how I show love, is by doing things for people.
okay, so what are you going to do for Al to show him that you love him?
Well, we already talked about that once.
That's part of it.
But whatever Al needs, if Al needs me to help him do stuff, if Al needs me to chill out and not get so angry, I'll try to chill out.
Okay. All right,
Maybe,
so, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Al, what is it that you want? Other than,
To be appreciated for everything that I do. I do so much.
But
And
what
I have
does that
so
mean?
much on my plate and I'm so overwhelmed with everything. And so you might see love through action, but I see it through taking care of things.
okay, so specifically,
know?
do we have anything specifically that you would, is there anything, one specific thing that Berta can work on?
I mean, speaking, if you want water, I can't read your mind. Please vocalize it and I'll be happy to bring you a water back. But if you don't vocalize it, I will know you're dehydrated.
So communication.
I will
would
try
be
real-
okay.
I will try this week.
Okay, then we can work on that. That's good.
That's good.
Mhm.
That's a lot. I think that's enough,
Yes.
because I'm not sure I can do more and change that quick.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
it's a shaping type of experience. We do it slowly, one step at a time. So what's one step we're going to work on first?
I'm gonna think before I act. I
Okay.
think before I speak. I'm not gonna get ticked off.
That's still let's work on some specific things. We already talked about it. What are you going to do, Al?
I'm going to, if I go to get a sandwich or water, I will bring her one back because it'll make her feel loved and respected, and it'll
Okay.
help us in our relationship.
And you, on the other hand, Bert, are going to do what?
Think before I act and not get angry and just assume that he knows what I want.
Okay. All right. And so, but at the same time, when he brings you the sandwich or the water, and you feel that care, how will you respond?
I'll show him some good loving.
Okay. So,
Yeah. I'll say thank
Okay.
you. For
and
sure.
that becomes important. Okay.
Right.
To what we're talking about. See, if you do something that can bring a positive reinforcement, you get reinforced positively also, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it works the odds.
That's right.
Right. And so that's a behavioral way of looking at this situation that we're working on, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So that's what we're working on together. That's the other one thing we talked about. There was one other thing we talked about.
Okay.
And what was the other thing? You remember? Okay, so something about language.
Oh, I said I would tell him what I wanted.
Oh no,
Okay.
the use of our words, our
Not-
no's and our nevers.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll work on that as well.
Okay. Because those words, they don't pull the family or the relationship together.
Mhm.
Okay, and they are not the activating event, but those events they cause people to pull apart.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're going to try to find rational words that are less emotive, okay, and more together. Okay, we'll try.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we can do
Yes,
it.
for next week.
Amen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Okay.
We'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
All right. Thank you.